Good evening, friends. It's Chris Angel coming at you for another episode of Marketing for the Rest of Us. And tonight we're talking about saying it like it matters. The beginning of that statement is actually say something that matters and then say it like it matters. And here's what I mean by that. Most of us that are heart-centered have something that really does matter. Like we wouldn't be doing it if we didn't feel like it matters, right? The business you're in, the work you do, the service you offer matters. That's my guess. That's my bet. But when it comes to marketing, we don't say what we do like it matters. We don't talk about things in our marketing like it matters. It's kind of like just another day, right? Oh, well, here's some stuff I do. And nobody responds to that. Like the thing is, when it's just kind of vanilla, when it's kind of bland, nobody really latches on to that. Why? Because there's no skin in the game for me. If you don't say it like it matters, then I'm kind of like, yeah, whatever. Like, nice shirt today, or cool, whatever lame comment I might have about the video, it has nothing to do with me actually changing my life. So when you have something that matters, you have to say it like it matters. That's how you earn attention and trust, right? And that's important, right? It's not just earning attention because you used a gimmick or you earned attention because you were like, hey, turn on the sound, turn on, like the pay. Like all that gimmicky stuff is stupid because it doesn't build trust and you're earning attention for the wrong reasons. But when you earn attention and trust because you say stuff that matters and you say it like it matters, that's how you build a tribe. That's how you build fans. That's how you make a difference in the world. So how do we do this thing called saying it like it matters? Well, the first thing to do is start to look at and uncover the problems and pains of your people. If you're not clear about where people are stuck, then when you start talking about what life has taught you, absent of connecting it to their pain, it doesn't land. It doesn't resonate. So let me put this in context for you, right? I could talk about marketing and marketing this, and let's say stuff that matters. But look, meanwhile, you're frustrated because you don't know how you're going to pay for rent, or you don't know how you're going to pay your mortgage, or you don't have enough set aside in your retirement accounts, or you can't afford date night, or do you get it? Like there's a cash problem that most of us in business have. It's not because our product is wrong or our product sucks. You're probably very good at what you do. But because you don't know how to talk about it in a way that actually matters, people don't give you the time of day. Maybe people watch your videos and they're like, hey, great video, but they don't take any action. So this for you is skin in the game. Do you see? You have to start saying things like it matters because it matters to you and your bottom line. And you need it to matter to them. So start to look at their problems and the pain of those problems in their life because that makes them pay attention. Now, the next piece for you to say it like it matters is start to look at what else would be possible for them. Don't just leave them in the problem, but cast some vision. It's one thing to say like you suck at marketing, but it's a different thing to say like, look, it doesn't have to be this way. You could actually have consistent cash flow if you just had a system for how to speak about what you do. Now, me, Chris Angel, asking you watching this, does that feel now like it matters to you? That you could have consistent cash flow if you had a way to talk about what you do. I think that probably matters. Matters to me in my business. So you have to start to talk about the things you do in such a way that it matters to those that listen. And listen, gang, here's the deal. Like this was a big aha moment for me. Marketing is not so much about the how of what you do. For so long, I've been a teacher. I love teaching. I love educating. I love showing. Like, let me show you. Let me help you. And I did that a lot in my early marketing. And what I realized was like, it's not the how. The how of what you do is not saying it like it matters. People kind of glaze over when you do that. Saying it like it matters is about putting it in context for people as it relates to their own problems and pains and what's possible for them. When you start to do that, now I'm interested. I'm like, okay, you get where I'm stuck. I can hear it in the way you talk to me. And I'm excited that you have some idea for how I can get to where I want to go, because clearly you've been reading my journal. Somehow you know that my deal is cash flow and I want to go somewhere. Like, I'm tired of being where I am, and that is where I want to go. You have my attention. And the more you talk to me about how to move, so this is the third piece, right? How you talk to me about moving from here to there is the third piece about how saying it like it matters. Like, when you talk about how to move from where I'm stuck to where I want to go, now I'm listening to you like you might actually have an idea. You might actually know how to get me there. Which is different than everybody else that I watch on Facebook, for example, who are so busy self-promoting and spamming that I'm like, next, I'm bored. But when you get my attention with my own problems and pains and what's possible for me, and then you start to talk to me about how I could actually make that transition, well, now you've earned my attention. And not just my attention because it was a gimmick, you earned my attention because it was true. And in earning my attention that way, you also earn my trust. This, gang, is how we start to say it like it matters. Now, I'll add one more piece on there. Here's a fourth piece if this makes it interesting for you. To say it like it matters, one, let's just recap. One, you're going to go look at the problems and the pains of your people. Two, you're going to look at what's possible for them and share that. You're then going to talk about how you move them from one side to the other. And then if you really want to throw some gas on the fire, you have to access that part of you that is indignant, that is pissed off, that is like, why are we still doing this? You have to access some form of passion, conviction, because if it's just like this is where you're stuck, this is where you want to go, this is how you get there, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe. If you can speak with enough clarity in your truth without the conviction, then you might get me, just from the sheer truth of it all. But if you really want to pour some gas on the fire, you need to start to access that conviction that you have. Listen, there are times, so many of you are so polite that you are afraid to raise your voice. You're afraid to make a face. You're afraid to call people out. So somewhere in your life before now, you have had these moments where you have yelled, you have been frustrated, you have had some type of an emotional reaction. And this in your marketing is the time to have an emotional reaction. You need to develop the skill of accessing that emotion instead of pushing it down and playing it real safe. Some of you, listen, and I get this, some of you are more even keel than I am. My energy's up and down in a day, okay? But that doesn't mean you're not emotional. That doesn't mean you don't have emotional response. You have your own ways of being pissed off. You have your own special faces you make when you're agitated or convicted. So play with that. Play with how you can start to bring more passion and conviction into the way that you communicate. Take a risk. Put yourself out there. Show some emotion. All humans have emotions. So connect with that. And as you do, I think we'll start to feel you, right? Like, I feel you. I feel you. Right. So that's how that is, okay? All right, gang. Where do we start with this? Well, I have a course. I have a free course for you that really starts to look at where does all of this start? Because this is a big conversation, and there's a very specific place you can start in order to access the emotion and access the pains and possibilities for people. Okay, so if you want to access that, go to groundswellmethod.com. Groundswellmethod.com. It's a 5-video course, just over 90 minutes, and you'll actually start to see how this unfolds. Okay. Thanks for hanging out with me today for this episode of Marketing for the Rest of Us. Until tomorrow, when I go live again, have a great night.